you for joining us under the Tamarisk Tree to discuss our latest newsletter. I'm Phil Harwood, and I'm joined today by Tabetha Vetter, who is the author of the newsletter. Welcome, Tabitha. Thank you for being here with me today.
Hello.
So, why don't you tell us what the title is and kind of just give us a big picture of what this newsletter is all about?
All right. So this month I wanted to talk about how business owners, regardless if you're just starting out and you're younger, or you're actually reaching the point where you want to exit your business, it's your path to freedom. How to plan for life beyond your business. So many times the business becomes more than just your livelihood. For most owners, especially I know the ones we work with, it becomes their identity and their purpose.
Mhm.
So it can be difficult to figure out what exactly they need to address when it comes to what's next in their life.
Yeah, so I love this because even in the title, the pathway. I think about the roadmap. People are always asking me like, "What's the process? What's the roadmap? How do I get from A to B? I know what I want to do, but I have no idea where to start. I don't know how to get there." So is this like a is this so there's seven things. I want to
Mhm.
just briefly kind of go through these seven things with you, but are these like sequential steps that someone takes and they like focus on step one, and once step one's done, we move to step two? Is that what this is, or are these just considerations that are relevant holistically?
These are considerations that are relative holistically. It's not like a step by step
Mhm.
plan. It's when you're developing your plan, these are all of the things that need to be considered. Normally, when we do our newsletters, it's like, okay, we have the top five. But with this, yes, we have seven because all of these things need to be addressed. They need to be thought about, planned out, written down to really have a successful life once you exit your business, to be happy with your retirement or your next phase. Some people don't leave their business to retire. They leave their business because they want to start a new adventure or a new business or, so this really helps clarify things for
Mhm.
them.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask that question because I think it's important. This newsletter is it's fairly lengthy compared to some of the other ones we've put out there, but it's a really nice presentation of just foundational, essential considerations that we work with when we're working with clients, that we're focused on all the time. And every situation is unique, so we're going to be working on different things at different times with different people. I would really encourage you, if you're listening to this podcast, to go to our website and open up this document and read through it. Print it off if you want a hard copy. This is a really wonderful overview of what we do and what every business owner should be thinking about. Um, can we just, Tabitha, for someone doesn't have this document in front of them, can you just kind of quickly kind of buzz through those seven things? Just maybe even just read the titles and just give a little.
Absolutely.
Yeah, go ahead.
Absolutely. These are the things that we focus on with business owners because Bill, how many business owners, once they exit their business, regardless how they do it, how many of them have you found to be unhappy a year later or
Yeah,
regretting
it's
the
a very,
decision they
very common
made?
thing. Yeah, I mean, books have been written about this, about
Yes.
the regret, the remorse,
So,
and bewilderment, and sometimes people don't even live long after they retire and sell their businesses because their purpose is gone.
so we had to find them the purpose after the purpose they had before. So we go
Hmm.
through the first, I mean, it's not first thing, but as we go through this, we're going to clarify what you want
Hmm.
your life to look like um, from now till you aren't having your life here
Hmm.
anymore.
That last
Aligning,
chapter, right?
yeah, that last chapter, like exactly where do you want to end up in life? And what do you
Hmm.
want to be doing? Another thing we always talk about is aligning your personal, financial, and your business goals. You have goals for your business, focus on those. We have a plan. Your finances, we have to make sure that you're financially prepared to exit, and that, you're stable through those the next phase of your life, next chapter of your life. And also aligning personal goals, your future lifestyles, and so your future
Mhm.
lifestyle. Um, we talk about building a business that can thrive without you, taking the owner out of the center of everything and the
Mhm.
daily operations,
That's a big part of our
understanding.
consulting work.
Oh, yes. Yes, yes, yes.
Mhm.
Because not only for your plan for your next chapter, just for the absolute value of your company. But, anyways, that's a topic for another day. Um,
Mhm.
understanding the options. A lot of owners, they only think that they have one option in their exit. We also are going to talk about protecting your wealth, your family, your legacy, preparing yourself emotionally for the transition,
Mhm.
and when to start the process, and just how important this is.
Yeah, right. So all seven of these is really a podcast in and of themselves, a separate article. And honestly, Tabitha, that's probably something we should just focus on for our next seven podcasts, like taking
I
these,
agree.
just breaking these down. Um, I'm looking at number seven because that's where we left off here. And you talk about 30s and 40s, 50s and 60s and 70s. And I heard a speaker one time talking about the three different kind of phases of stage of life, and for a business owner, and they said there's the go years when you're younger, you have all this energy, you're building. And it's just 14-hour days, 7 days a week, just go as fast as you can go.
Yeah.
And then you have the slow go years where things are slowing down. You want more time away. You're not building as quickly. You have other interests, and it just physically you don't have that stamina and that drive. And then at some point you hit the no go years when there's not much left in the tank, and things really start slowing down dramatically. So whether we think about age brackets, age ranges, or if we think about these go slow go no go years, this is the reality of our lives. Like
It's
there's no way to
true.
avoid this. This is happening whether we like it or not.
Well, that's why I have it kind of broken down in here. Between the 30s and 40s, like you said, you're building your systems and your value early. I mean, this is ideally, okay.
Hmm.
Um, and then in your 50s, 60s, 50s, and 60s, you're like aligning all your personal financial with the business. Then you're in your well, and at that point, really, I mean, if you're lucky enough to get into the later parts, then you're protecting your legacy and ensuring a continuity. So that's why I have this line in here that age does not determine readiness, your intentionality does.
Why would
And
someone in their 30s or maybe even in their 20s, a business owner, we run into business owners all the time who are in their 20s, early 30s. Why would they be thinking about succession?
well, let's look at it this way. When you're younger, starting your company, you just think you have forever and ever. But it's to me, a smart business owner, I believe they should have their exit plan in place before they even have their business plan in place. See yourself
Well,
in the
that's a novel
future.
idea.
Yeah, see yourself in the future. What do you want your life to look like? I mean, maybe now starting out, you may have a young family or maybe not even yet, but picture in your head and start visualizing where you want to be, because we're
Mhm.
all going to exit our business at one point or another and in one way or another. If you start planning when you're a new business owner for that time, you can change your plan accordingly. Nothing is static, it's constantly
Mhm.
flowing and evolving. But if you don't have something that you're working toward and a vision, a lot of times then you have to ask yourself, why are you even doing this? Um, and how are you ever going to attain true autonomy if you don't have a vision for your life in the future?
Mhm. And I love hearing from younger business owners who already have that forethought because they've attended, um, they've maybe worked with a consultant like us, or they've attended some seminars on some of these topics, and they're already thinking about exiting, thinking about how they shouldn't be so involved in the business, building their teams, and all the things that we help companies with. I love
We
that.
you know what's really funny is I was with a client a week or so ago, and they're in the process of transit, like succeeding to the next generation.
Mhm.
And I was having a discussion with the person who's taking over. And I started talking to him about this and his exit plan and his strategic plan for his life and where he wanted to be. And he's like, oh my gosh, I don't even know how to do that. And I said, well, let's start working with that. He's like,
Mhm.
why does that make so much sense? But I've never heard anybody say that. Like, nobody has ever said that to me. But
Right.
it makes so much sense.
Mhm.
So, that's how we're starting working with him toward he'll be amazingly prepared when the
Mhm.
time comes.
100%.
So,
Well,
yeah.
that's what a beautiful thing. And for his legacy, and for the
Mhm.
company's legacy. Well, I this has been a great overview. Like I said, I think we have 7 more podcasts built into this.
We
um,
do.
but this is a good high level overview. Again, I would really encourage you to get this thing in your hand, this newsletter. There's so much great content here. It's going to take you a minute to get through it. It's very detailed, but it's very well put together. So thank you,
Well, thank
Tabitha,
you.
for putting this together. There were a couple of things that resonated with me, and I just want to mention these and love to hear your thoughts, Tabitha. A
Sure.
couple lines that just really stood out to me. One was that, this is more than a transaction. It's the start
Oh,
of a next chapter, and that the next chapter can be your most fulfilling if you plan for it. And
abs-
those are just great words.
yes. You spend your entire, most entrepreneurs spend their entire life building this company. And yes, if they plan properly for it and they move to that next chapter, they have a vision, they have a plan. Other than, well, what are you going to do when you sell your company or transition your company or exit or retire? Well, I'm just going to play golf every day. That is not a plan. We've all heard it, but that's not a plan. That only lasts for so long. So, by properly preparing for this and making sure that you incorporate all of the information in this, it can be the most fulfilling time of your
Yeah.
life.
Yeah. Well, thank you again, and thank everyone for being part of this podcast and listening in. Um, if you have any questions or feedback, we'd love to hear from you. So thank you very much, and we'll see you next month.
All right. Thank you so much. Take care.